So this is a 51 custom, a Ford 51 custom. It's 73 years old. It's an old car, and it's been modified quite heavily to accommodate for some more modern features, power windows and power top and stuff like that. Um, it's probably the first project that I've had the most say in on it, or no, that's not the way to put it. It's the first project where I have mainly been the one working on it. I'm not the one that has any design choices. That's more the customer and Dan. Who came in here originally, the owner. It was his father's car, and he wanted it restored completely because it was, his father. That's what he wanted. And while it was here, he unfortunately passed away and passed it on to his son, who also wanted to do the same thing and wanted to restore the car and his father's memory. And while it was here, and in the meantime I got here and I heard about this next part, was that that guy unfortunately did also pass away and passed it on to his son, who also wants to continue working on the project. So it is still here under the same generational line, but onto the third son now, I believe.
Are you worried about him?
I'm a little worried about him. I'm a little worried there might be a curse in the car, but I don't want to put that out there. So this car I've been working on for about a week and a half.
How long has the car been here?
Longer than I have been here. I've only been here about 6 months. I actually wasn't here when it first got here, because I only got here 6 months ago. This car has been here for a while, as can be shown in the story of the owner to owner transference. It's been here for quite some time. But I've seen some pictures of how it came in, and it was in rough shape. Um, a lot of the custom work seemed to have been done by maybe less than professionals. And it was just confusing. All of the wiring was all over the place. It didn't match the era of the car at all. Um, they've got a bunch of electronic stuff. They got power windows on both sides, power top, and backup camera. So, kind of trying to sort that out and sort from what was original and what wasn't original, what the customer wanted to be on the car and what the customer didn't want to be on the car was, I can imagine, pretty difficult. So right now I'm just trying to mount this speaker here to this kick panel so that I can kind of figure out where everything is and adjust the final bit of the console before it's all completely set in there.
So it's like with this specific piece, is this piece custom made for the car?
So I would, it is custom made. Uh, I would love to say custom made for the car, but seeing as to how it doesn't currently fit as well as it should. So originally the car was custom. It was customized. I don't believe it had a convertible top to begin with. I think that is custom off of an original that just had a hard top. And so there's a couple of other modifications that they've done, and this was one of them. But as it came in here, we did some other modifications, and one of the things that got modified while we were doing mechanical work was this tunnel here, this hole spot, which had all the holes in the proper spots to hold up all the brackets, all the kick panels, and the radio exactly where they need to be. And since it's been modified a little bit, we kind of just got to rearrange some of that stuff. It's just a little tedious. Having only worked here 6 months, and most of the cars I work on being Corvettes and kind of sports car, this is the first car that I actually properly fit in. It's a little bit bigger than all the other cars I've worked on, and so getting in and out of it to work on it has been a lot easier than most of the other cars I've worked on. But other than that, it's also been about 20 years older.
It's always cool seeing people who do what they do and being able to like really show off like the nuance of
Right.
the job, you know?
No, absolutely. That's part of the reason I started working here. Was that I knew that everybody I was going to be working around was real good at their job and knew what they were doing and would know how to pass that information on. So I realized, while I was in college that I'm a lot more hands-on than I thought I was when I'm learning, which I could really tell when I was going through COVID and I had to do online classes and stuff like that, and I just didn't take to them. But being here and being able to have somebody point at it apart and be like, this is this, and here's what it does. I can show you how it does this. It makes it a lot easier to comprehend kind of why things are the way that they are. My first truck was a 1987 Ford F-150 that I fixed up with my dad when I was in high school, and that was the only, thing that I did working on cars before I started working here. And I didn't even do anything major on that. It was mostly kind of interior stuff that I'm doing now, making it look pretty and just fixing small mechanical problems that you can do, in a garage with small tools. Nothing, professional like what we do here. The trick to drilling through carpet, and Colin taught me this, is that you melt it first. Wherever you're going to drill through it, it becomes real plasticky. And you can drill right through it without it getting caught in the threads of your screw or of your drill bit, and it won't rip up the rest of the carpet.
Huh.
Certified Colin tip. I owe that one to him.
A lot of people will drill right through the carpet instead of actually burning a hole through. So if they do that, it ends up taking a big line out of the carpet because the drill bit catches it and rips a big line through it. So, burning through it helps, because I've made that mistake too. So, you live and you learn with some of that stuff. Yeah, I try to pass on anything I learned from other people too. So it's, one of those things, you might as well help someone out instead of just keeping it to yourself.
Yeah, it doesn't do any good if you do.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, you learn a lot working on old cars. I mean, every car is different, and so I always tell people, nothing's ever the exact same as another, especially with trim and stuff like that.
What happened?
I drilled the hole, burnt a hole in the carpet, but didn't get all the way around, so my drill bit ended up catching a bunch of the fluff at the end of it. That's why you burn a big enough hole to not drill into it, but a small enough hole that you don't see it.
See, it's perfect, man. Unscripted. Shit happens. So you got a car that is older than a lot of people.
Yeah, significantly older than anybody that I really know or keep in contact with. It's older than my grandfather, which is crazy to think about, especially since it still will drive down the road.